The collapse of the entry-level job market does not just affect young people. It does not just affect new college grads. It affects all of us. In my newsletter this week, I talk about how the entry-level job market is essentially a supply line to the middle class decades down the road. So if you completely dismantle that rung of the ladder, you are essentially dismantling the middle class 10, 20 years in the future. And as you can see, the job market as a whole has been declining over the past 2 years, even though we technically are not in a recession yet. And I want to basically talk about how the decline of, this rung on the ladder, the entry-level job market, like I said, is reshaping an entire generation's relationship to work, money, and themselves in a way that we're not ready for. And this also will have broader ramifications on the economy if an entire generation of people cannot start to achieve upward mobility. And Bloomberg did such a fantastic write-up, which I included in my newsletter. But I think the framing around the collapse of the entry-level job market is very much around either it's a singularly financial issue for young people or, young people just have to figure it out. And both those things are not true. I mean, like I said before, this will affect all of us if an entire generation cannot move up. But it's not just a financial issue for young people as well. The entry-level job is very much the mechanism for how people can learn how work works and to understand the value of a dollar and the relationship between effort and reward. A lot of, the workforce, especially the white collar workforce, is learning those soft skills that you learn in an office setting. And these soft skills are very much learned through repetition in these low stakes environment where you can be mediocre at something and make mistakes while you figure it out. That's how you learn. And when that environment disappears, that learning goes elsewhere. And I'm not arguing that we need to go back to the office 100%, but I do think that being in a environment where you can communicate with other people, learn those soft skills and make mistakes in a safe environment, that is very essential for young person development. And what has been replaced by that for especially a lot of young people is activities that are usually solo. That's why we see the rise of gig work or influencing. That's a very solo endeavor for a lot of people. It's very screen based and it's also very parasocial, which can in turn make you more socially anxious and make it harder for you to develop those very, very important social skills. And as I said before, success and many other worthwhile things in life come with effort over time. And first jobs can help young people really conceptualize how effort translates to money. And so what happens when an entire generation of people who also because of digital culture are more predisposed to instant gratification, what happens when they fail to learn this lesson? And I think it explains a lot of the financial nihilism and, hyper independence that we see among young people. And so an economy without these entry-level jobs is a social issue very much, and also an economic issue as well.